Я наконец-таки сделал это. Я записал интервью со самым настоящим австралийцем на английском языке, который рассказал о том, что означает быть австралийцем, каково это жить в Австралии и что вообще в себя включает австралийский образ жизни. Поговорили с моим другом Ангусом, или Газ для краткости. Он все это рассказал, прекрасно пообщались. Он фитнес-инструктор, занимается буткэмп, так называется, как бы пляжный такой фитнес. Также он преподает уроки по серфингу. Я с ним познакомился однажды, когда был в Byron Bay полгода назад. И с тех... Я надеюсь, что вам интервью это понравится, и у вас будет максимально, так сказать, от первого источника впечатление от самого австралийца о том, что из себя представляет Австралия. И надеюсь, что у вас многие ваши отчасти необоснованные представления об этой стране рассеются. Поэтому, чтобы меня поддержать, поставьте жирный лайк, оставьте комментарий, подпишитесь на канал, а мы с вами поехали! Yeah, I'm so glad to see you once again. It's like how many months we haven't seen? Like probably I've been in November, I guess. Yeah, it was like 5 months ago or something like that.
Yeah, a while ago.
Yeah,
I got so used to you, living in Byron and joining in on the group fitness classes.
I was
it was
totally
weird.
enjoying your classes, to be honest with you. I'm missing them.
Yeah. They were fun, especially when we were on the beach, that was great.
Do you still do that classes?
Yeah, so they just stopped it for the winter.
Okay.
Yeah, just because it's pretty quiet at the moment, the hostel.
Yeah.
So they're just going to have a break from it, and then in summer they'll start it back up again.
Well, anyway, so I believe it would be cool if you can tell some words about who you are and how did you end up in Byron Bay. And you obviously kind of true Aussie, like the Aussie that was born here in Australia.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, so I was born in Brisbane and I grew up there. So that's that's on the east coast of Australia, so 2 hours north of where I live now in Byron Bay. So for about 24 years, I lived in Brisbane. Yeah, I've only lived in Byron Bay where I'm currently at, where I met you, for the past 4 years.
Past 4 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Growing up, my parents would always take us to the beach for our holidays, and it was always my father's goal to move us to the beach one day, like when he moves into retirement. So as soon as he started to make some moves, even into semi-retirement, he planted some seeds closer to the coastline. And so this was actually 10 years ago, they moved to Byron Bay, but I stayed in Brisbane. Yeah. I actually wasn't always a beach bum, Alex. I did grow up in the city and have a city life. I grew up in Brisbane, and my family, we've just always been drawn to the beach. We just absolutely love the beach. So every chance we'd get, even on the weekends, if we had a really big week of work or school, then we'd just go straight to the coast on the weekend. And we're lucky enough, obviously, in Australia, we're always pretty close to the ocean.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Yeah. Even in the main cities, it's not far at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, even though most of the population is, close to the ocean, a lot of the history and the heart of Australia is actually in the outback, so it's good to, have appreciation and learn about the history from both areas. I think, especially coming here and visiting, you've got to, if you do a trip, you've got to also, you want to see the beautiful beaches, but then it's good to go inland and see the desert and the red center and learn all about history.
So why have you chosen Byron Bay? Not say, well, obviously not Cairns, but Sydney, for example, Bondi Beach.
I still really like all those places and I like visiting there, but to live, I really like Byron because I find that people sort of in this area are quite open-minded.
Yeah, that's true.
The thing I love about this place, it is quite multicultural. You know, there's lots of people from, you know, traveling other places around the world. You know, they've come here to see Byron and live here. You know,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
like you passed through. Yeah, so it's like super interesting to me. Like I feel like I grow more as a person and I learn more when, you know, I'm around other people from different places around the world. So that's a big thing for me because I've always loved traveling. So for me, being in Byron, it feels like, you know, I'm still in my home country and I'm still with my close to my family. I'm still have friends around who are, you know, maybe Aussie friends, but it's mixed with like so many other nationalities and so many other different types of people who are like love this place as much as I do, but like they have all different stories to tell, you know.
Yeah.
To me, like that's you know the main highlight of living in Byron, like the main attraction.
I would like to know, how do you think in general Aussies think about immigrants? Because I heard that kind of saying, not very popular though, but they kind of say immigrants stealing our jobs and all the stuff.
Yeah, yeah, I don't like hearing that. Like I believe like Aussies either love the way immigrants add to our multicultural country,
Yeah,
or
sure.
they're quite hostile, like you're saying, and they feel that they're not good, um, that they are not good with the change. Do you know what I mean? That they're not good with the change of the culture, and I find Alex like usually like what you're saying, like in terms of, you know, they're taking our jobs and, you know, they're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
welcome, you know, da, 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 da. I find that sort of comes from people who are quite like closed-minded, you know, narrow-minded.
Yeah.
And it's usually as well people that haven't gone overseas, because there's a lot of Aussies that haven't traveled much, right? And they've always lived here and they just don't have that understanding or, you know, open-mindedness where they can like,
What do you think? What does it mean to be an Aussie? Like, it's not just celebrating an Aussie day or having Barbie outside or cracking a tin, or what's
yeah,
actually the spirit of being Aussie? Like, what's the main ingredients? Because
I think a big part of it is, you know, like, yeah, definitely having a barbecue with your friends, you know, going out, like not for like dinner. I'm saying like a daytime thing, you know, because obviously we're lucky with a lot of, we're blessed with a lot of beautiful sunny days. So you go out and have a barbecue, maybe crack a few cold tins.
yeah, I'm really noisy slang. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, a big barbecue, and then, you know, that's to us like, you know, you're bringing all your friends and family together, okay, and then, you know, cooking, providing food for everyone, and you know, catching up with everyone, and
Yeah.
that's a big, that's a, you know, a big part of being Aussie. But not just that, just maybe just like, because obviously most of our population, it lives near the ocean. It's a big thing to like go to the beach and have a beach day, you know, with your friends or family. Like you set up at the beach, so you might set up an umbrella, bring an esky, or like, you know, soccer ball and frisbee, some surfboards, and you just set up at the beach, you know, and enjoy, you know, being at a beautiful beach with your friends and family.
So basically sharing the lifestyle.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, and or also like, yeah, yeah, definitely. Just enjoying, I guess, like enjoying, you know, the beautiful place where we live at, like, you know, these beautiful beaches, and Also the beautiful weather, like, you know, you're getting out, having a barbecue, cracking a few cold ones, you know, having a good yarn with your mate that you haven't seen in a while. And yeah, I think that's, yeah, definitely a big thing to do as being an Aussie, which you've probably done a lot of already.
Yeah, well, yeah, I've done it
Yeah.
a lot in my past in Byron Bay and back in Western Australia a bit, but I
Yeah.
feel that I'm kind of picking up just the last couple of years, probably after I got my Aussie passport.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to get myself immersed even more in the Aussie lifestyle. And basically, my life is getting better in terms of finance, in terms of work, and all the stuff. Plus, I've got this passport as well, so I'm just feeling more kind of Aussie than I used
That's
to.
amazing. I'm
Yeah,
happy
and
for you.
yeah,
Yeah.
thanks. In fact,
Yeah.
I feel more Aussie now than Russian, to be honest, because you know I share more
Really?
Aussie values. Yeah, I don't. It's
Oh,
not quite popular to say, but you know I'm in Australia. I have to be more or less Australian
yeah.
to
Yeah.
be in the community.
Yeah, definitely. And it's good you can have that with you because you know, learn what it's like to be an Aussie and, you know, and understood, you know,
Yeah,
what our values are and, you know, what we're about, you know, and you have that view that you take it on and you're like, oh, I actually love this. I prefer some of these views and values. So that's cool.
Hey, does it mean that all immigrants have to learn how to surf? Because surf is a religion in Australia.
Yeah.
Without
I was
surfing,
thinking,
can somebody be a Aussie or not?
well, is there surfing in Russia? Because this is my surf map of the world, and
Yeah,
and on and on it there's Russia, and there's someone with a surfboard and a
yeah,
big
just at the
coat.
west, at the east.
Yeah. So yeah, the east. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. So I don't think I'd be surfing there. Too cold for me, mate.
Well, yeah, it's a bit of extreme. Yeah, like you have to put like a dry suit and.
Oh my god. No. No, there's no way.
But yeah, I'm
Um.
surprised it's getting quite popular in Russia, even like this kind of winter surfing.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but back to Australia, do you think that the surfing is
Yeah.
like
Yeah. So
it's a must thing to be an Aussie?
um. No, definitely not. Like I think it's really important um to be to like learn how to swim before coming here or have a few lessons and sort of, you know how to take care of yourself when you go for a swim, you know, be out because a lot of the things you do here and like that you will want to do here is like based around the ocean. So, you know, like I think, you know, to be an Aussie, it doesn't mean to be able to know how to surf. Definitely
Sure.
not. Like there's a lot of people that don't know how to surf, and that, you know, it's not like it's a big part of Australia. Like there's lots of good waves and there's lots of good spots. So and lots of people grow up near the ocean, so they learn how to surf. But I think most, like a lot of Aussies really love to like go jump in the beach, you know, on their days off or like, you know, but so I'm trying to say like, I think it's important to like learn how to swim and, you know, if, as you were saying, you might have grown up in a place where there's no ocean. So it's not like,
No.
it's not, whereas here, like if you grow up and you're a parent and you don't teach your kids how to swim, it's like it's looked down at, like it's looked down at as like bad parenting because, you know, they're definitely going to go in the ocean and they won't know how to swim and it's really dangerous. Do you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's
But
like
it's
for
also
Russians. Yeah, yeah. So
yeah.
keep
No,
going.
go.
Yeah, I just
Oh no.
was going to say it's
Yeah.
just like for Russians, Russian parents to teach their kids how to survive in winter time when it's like
Yeah.
sub-zero temperatures. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know about that. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You have to know what to do when it's like minus 30 or minus 25 or minus 15. It's all or minus 45. You know, it's all different.
Oh my God. See, I would not last, long at all in
Yeah.
that time. Yeah. Um, yeah, yeah. And same thing, like it would be like bad parenting if like, you didn't teach your kids how to stay warm in those conditions. You know what I
Sure,
mean?
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, like surfing is so much fun. So I love surfing. I always like want to teach people how to surf because I know how much joy it brings me. So
Mhm.
I want for them to feel that joy as well,
Mhm.
to feel stoked. Um, so yeah, yeah, I definitely like recommend it for people coming here to give it a go. But I don't think you need to do it to feel like an Aussie at all, you know.
Yeah,
um,
you gotta do it if you feel it's right for you.
exactly. Yeah. Like I didn't surf all my life. I only really got into it when when I turned 20. Like I really got
Oh,
into it.
really?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Surprising. I thought you're just like most voices got on board when you've been 5 or 4 or something like that.
Yeah, no, I did learn when I was that young, but because we were living in Brisbane, we didn't always go to surf. Um,
Mm,
it wasn't until my family moved to the beach that I was surfing a lot. Yeah,
all right. Sounds
yeah,
good. Uh, so, well, my next question was, what would be your advice to those who just arrived in Australia or getting ready for the move? And let's say
yeah,
first 3 things to do before and after move, like not in terms of immigration advice, but in terms of lifestyle of Australian.
yeah. Because I was saying, if it's anything to do with immigration, they've got to contact you because you'll help
Yeah,
them with
well,
that.
so somebody else. Yeah. No, that's
Yeah,
about lifestyle, because the
yeah,
actually, to be honest with you, to get a visa is probably the easiest thing you gotta do. The most
yeah,
difficult is to get yourself adapted, find a job, get into Aussie community, get
yeah,
yourself, I don't know, a good job, well, find a accommodation, all the stuff.
yeah, yeah. Like all the logistics of everything and like
Yeah,
making
yeah.
arrangements.
But in terms of
Yeah.
lifestyle, in terms of what would be your advice to people who how to kind of adapt to Aussie society? Is it?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think, obviously, the first one would be um, to learn some English if you don't know any English, just because Australia's landlocked. It's a lot of Australians don't know a second language.
Yeah.
So obviously to connect, you know, with Aussies or like to get a job and live here, it obviously helps to be able to speak English. So if your English isn't that great or you don't know any English at all, like obviously to learn some English. Um,
Mhm.
and then like I have a Brazilian friend and he moved here and his English was okay. But he came here and like was really wanting to live here and he got got a few jobs and made it his goal to learn English. So he would only speak English, you know. So it's just sort of getting started before you come, just learning enough to get by and to survive. Um, the second thing I'd say would be, as I said before, the swimming. I think that's important, to really
That's a
enjoy
good
your
call,
time here.
actually.
Yeah. So learning how to swim before just having a few lessons and knowing the basics, because it's not just survival. Like you don't want to be put in a dangerous position where, your life's at risk because you're getting stuck
Sure.
in the ocean in a big rip. Um, it's more just like, you enjoy your time here more if you're not stressing and you're confident to just jump in the ocean for a swim. Um, and then as you're learning English, the first thing it'd be fun to learn some lingo because that when you see foreigners, when you see people traveling and they're making an effort to speak English and they know a bit of lingo, then like
Yeah.
it's easy to have a laugh and then like you want to help them out. Like you can see they're really trying.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
yeah, so that definitely, I think that would help for sure. Um, and then, just sort of to maybe read up and, understand a bit about Australia and our history, or maybe like even just like where you're going, like you want to read up on like the area you're going to and like the day-to-day life of like watching your blog. It would help because, like you're learning more.
Thanks.
Yeah, because you're learning more of what it's like to be here. Because like, especially if you want to move here and live here for a bit, you want to like sort of understand a bit of what it's like to be like,
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
if you're like someone who's just like, oh, I'm just going to go and I'll adapt, then that's great. But there's not many people like that. You want to sort of understand a bit what it's going to be like,
Yeah, okay. Well, that's a massive point. Actually, I really like that you pointed swimming and actually read up about Australia before coming here, because most people just they read the rules of how to immigrate, like immigration rules, and then they just go. And then there's wow, that's Australia. I didn't really want to get here. It's like Australia sucks, Europe better, something like that. They keep saying, and they're moving out now.
Or they're like,
half a year.
oh, it's so far to drive to somewhere, and it's like you just need to look at a map and understand how big it is here. That you have to know. You might have to think about getting your license before you go, because to get anywhere you need a car. So like
that's a good call. A license too. Actually, that's a big thing.
Yeah. So maybe where you're from, like, or where people have grown up overseas, like say definitely in Europe, you don't actually need a car to get around. It's pretty easy. Like, because the public transport isn't very great in Australia, because everyone has cars and they use it for work. Like in Melbourne, it's better. Sydney, it's okay. But Brisbane, it's not like great. But you need a car, you need to know how to drive, especially if you want to like, one of the top things that I can tell people to do when they come to Australia is like go on a road trip to see the different places, the different beaches, the different, amazing places of Australia. There's so many. It's incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. I've heard many times when Australians were saying that backpackers, and myself too, I'm not a backpacker, but still, they were saying that we've seen even more of Australia than actual Australians did.
Yeah.
To me, it sounded a bit weird,
Yeah.
I was quite surprised that somewhat cool. A big chunk of Australians, they don't travel much. I can't understand why. It's probably because it's expensive or the distances are that's so large.
Yeah, it's still more affordable than going overseas and traveling, because like we're so far away from everything. To get a flight, it costs so much.
Yeah.
Like when I was working at the hostel, I'd always hear about places people had been, and I'm like, I haven't even been to these places. Like that's not fair. So I got in a van and went around Australia in 2019, and saw most of Australia. And there's still so much I have to see, but I saw some really amazing places, that I wouldn't even be able to dream of, like they're just unreal. Yeah. And I lived in 2 different places around Australia, like up north, west coast of Australia at Exmouth, and then southwest coast of Australia at Margaret River. So,
okay, nice. Yeah, I know Margaret River is kind of like Byron Bay, like different.
Yeah, it's a bit colder and the waves are bigger.
Yeah, the waves are massive there. I've heard that like 100 meters waves or something like that, like a huge waves.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Hey, Angus, do you reckon the immigrants have to learn Aussie slang, or postpone it for a bit until their English level got better and good enough?
Yeah, I think like what you would know from your experience, like at the start, it's just, learning the basics. Like to pick up some slang, it requires a certain level of knowledge before you can like start to you know, add some slang.
Uh,
So I don't
not
think
to
it's
sound
important to
funny.
go, yeah. I don't think it's important to go straight to the slang because then you don't learn the fundamentals and the foundation of like good quality English, especially because Australia we have so much slang. So you
Yes,
know,
certainly you do. Yeah, sure you do.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
love it. I love it. So funny.
Yeah, because some people know really good English and they talk to me and they don't understand anything I'm saying, you know. And then I like speak quite slow and clear because I'm used to being around travelers. But then they speak to my brother and they don't understand anything he's saying,
Yeah,
you know. So it's I think it's at the start it's just learning, you know, good quality like good English, and then you know also having a you know separate course or like understanding of slang, because even if you hear the slang and you know what that means of what you know what that means in terms of what you've been learning and that slang and what it actually what the hell are they saying. So
yeah.
you're not stuck, you know. If someone says that they're like, oh, he's not being offensive, he's just sort of asking how I'm going, you know.
Yeah. It's like I like the most popular word was that one, a beggar, which is quite okay for Australians, but quite rude for Europeans.
Which one is it?
Beggar,
Oh, beggar. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. For English, I guess it sounds quite rude, but for
yeah,
Australians, kind of okay.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Some words that Australians are okay with shouldn't shouldn't be okay with.
Ah,
It's not
right.
very. It's not great.
Well, I hear this word quite a lot. Nice. And well, to roll it up, could you like give like a general advice or kind of express your wish to all who is going to move to Australia, just probably to make their life a bit easier for the first couple of
Yeah, yeah,
years?
yeah. Um,
Some sort of intention or something like that.
like my wish for you know um, people moving to Australia, or you know that they find their place. You know, they find their place here in the Aussie landscape. You know, that I really like want them to come here and enjoy themselves and just you know to come here with an open mind and just you know be ready for a lot of
Right,
slang
that's for
and
sure.
you know and um you know be open minded, you know, like be ready to like learn a few different things and you know go out of your comfort zone, you know. So the more like you know open you are coming here, then you're going to absorb you know absorb all these different things and learn more about the place you're moving to. um so I guess that's it. Like you know you might have to like let go of things that you're so used to being accustomed to, and um, ways of living. You might have to come here and just sort of like, oh, see what it's about and like go with the flow of it.
Sure,
Um,
sure.
you know, which is hard for some people, even myself, like I don't like change. But, you know, when you're making a big move here, it's good to be ready for that. Um, you know, and going through the steps of what we've talked about in preparation and knowing a
Sure,
little bit,
sure.
you'll come here feeling a bit more comfortable and like ready for, you know, terrible slang.
Well, that's the thing. Well, the English we all learned in school is completely different. Like this kind of whatever. How can I say name it? Book English. You know,
Yeah,
the English from books is completely
yeah,
different from even if you passed IELTS test for all sevens or even eights.
yeah.
It's still completely not enough to understand the Australians.
No, no, no. Yeah, I've had people that have come here that have, yeah, like you're saying, they've studied English through all their schooling, and then they come here and they don't understand a thing. So, yeah. But yeah, just basically, you know, like I want visitors to feel welcome here, and that's.
Sure.
But I also want them to know that not everyone will be so welcoming, and just to know that, you know, like I really want them to find their place here, and they will, and you can. that's the biggest thing I'd say is you can find your place here and become a part of Australia, you know, and become an Australian, and you know, embrace the Aussie lifestyle. And really, it is a great lifestyle, you know. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Worth trying for sure. All right, Angus, thank you very much for your time. It was so pleasant to chat with you again and see your face, at least virtually. Hopefully I'll see you soonish live. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
you know, you're not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. We'll
No, I
definitely see
understand.
each other.
Yeah. Okay, I'm staying Gold Coast for a bit. Yeah. All right.
Awesome.
Thanks,
Okay.
mate. Okay. Thanks for your time.
You're a legend. Anytime, mate. Anytime. You know,
All right. Okay.
I really enjoyed talking to you, and we'll catch up soon. Okay.
Absolutely. Thanks, man. Okay.
Thanks, Alex.
Have a nice day. Bye.
See you, mate.
Ну что, ребята, как вам это интервью с австралийцем? Ангус является самым типичным австралийцем. Он ведет буткэмп на пляже, фитнеса на пляже. Он серфер, он говорит со сленгом австралийским и выглядит вообще как типичный австралиец. Именно с такими людьми вы будете встречаться, когда переедете в эту страну. Я надеюсь, что Ангус развеял некоторые ваши представления, ложные представления об этой стране, заставил о чем-то задуматься. И, в частности, вы возьмете себе на заметку о том, что перед тем, как переехать в эту страну, он, опять же, сам австралиец говорит о том, что нужно знать английский язык, помимо этого научиться плавать, а также почитать о стране, куда вы едете, чтобы максимально быстро и комфортно влиться в австралийскую среду, в австралийское сообщество и начать разделять уже австралийские ценности. Таким образом, вы наиболее комфортно вольетесь в эту среду и сможете легко адаптироваться, и у вас не будет никаких проблем. Все, я надеюсь, что вам это интервью понравилось. Как всегда, поставьте жирный лайк, подпишитесь на канал, оставьте комментарий, и я буду ждать от вас обратной связи. Всем всего хорошего, чао, привет из Голд Коста.